Welcome guys, hi and welcome to my channel. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for all the kind comments and all the comments sharing your experiences and your knowledge with each other, because we definitely do need to help each other and other people who may be dealing with this issue. I like this one because today we're going to be talking about the narcissist is image driven. The thing is about the narcissist is that they want strangers to admire them. It's it's very confusing, because most people like you and me, the first people we're looking to impress is our parents. The fact that the narcissist wants strangers, people who don't even know them, to be impressed by them and to admire them is kind of crazy, and you know that it's image driven. I always mention this, they spend money to impress people who don't know them. Okay, so spend money that they don't have to impress people, to make it look like they're rich, to make it look like they're successful, which is actually quite ridiculous, because why don't you save your money and actually get successful instead of looking successful? It doesn't make any sense at all. They don't look after their children. There might be the odd few, the small percentage that do, but really and truly, if they do look after their children, it's for image purposes. They are image driven. So for example, maybe they want to look like a great dad on social media, so they will always have their kids, always take selfies with their kids and literally document everything to show them that they are great fathers. Or sometimes they will actually use their children to actually gain new supply. So maybe they will go to certain events, they'll do certain things just to make it look like, I'm such a great mother, I'm such a great father. So they're going to show people that they are very active in their children's life, and that will kind of give them, people will think, oh, that's a good woman who looks after her children, or oh, that's a good father who looks after his children. Let alone do they know that they're just using their kids as a tool. Like, they're not really trying to find out what the kid likes, what the kid's been doing at school. Another thing that I was talking to my friend about the other day, there's this thing where women are only going for men who have money. One of my ex-narcissists actually has money. They're not rich, but they have a bit more than an average person, and they actually use that money to abuse and to control. So when people talk about, you know, I only want a guy with money, and they're turning down these amazing guys because these guys have normal jobs, they're plumbers, electricians, which they actually make good money, they're turning them down because, you know, they don't make as much money as a drug dealer, or they don't make as much money as, let's just say, an accountant or something like that. And it's really quite sad, because a high percentage of these jobs with lots of money comes narcissists. As individuals, should be looking for people who have good character, good morals. You know, we need to look at character and not money. A narc very rarely changes to a non-narc. How you can tell a narcissist is image driven. They drive the biggest cars, the flashiest cars, white cars, you know, they have like really expensive jewelry, designer clothes. If they're girls, handbags, like, you can tell there's nothing wrong with having a designer handbag or a few designer items, but when everything is designer and you have no business, you know, you're walking the streets, you don't have a car, your kids are looking a certain way, you don't ever go traveling, but you have a whole closet full of designer, you know that that's image driven, okay? They are image driven, so they have to appear richer than they are, they have to appear more successful than they actually are, again, to secure that new supply. In terms of friends, when they're looking for friends, they look at what people can do for them. So for example, a narcissist used to say to me, we'd go to a party together, and he would always ask people, what do you do? So if they work for a radio station, he's going to be friends with them because he's trying to get on radio. If this person, you know, is a photographer, he's going to work with them because he needs new photos. So he always plotting and thinking about how being friends with someone can benefit him, rather than just to getting to know someone. You know, instead of just having a good vibe and talking and sharing common interests, he's just like, okay, what do you do? Yeah, cool, I can use you for that. Okay, what do you do? And at the time, obviously red flag, but I didn't see it as the red flag, but at the time I'm thinking, okay, I just vibe, I don't really care what you do. You could be a cleaner for all I care. If me and you vibe, you're gonna be my best friend, period. Narcissists that I have, you know, come across, they tend to be like personal trainers or yoga teachers, something to do with the gym. Again, image driven, so they're very focused on how they look, how their body is in great shape. A lot of these narcissists have bodies that are in great shape, because again, it's the outside, it's image driven, so they need to appear like they care about their body, like they care about their health, but really it's just to gain a whole bunch of supply. And they only do things to look good, you know. Like I was saying before, maybe they might host barbecues so they can be ahead of the barbecue. They could be the one, oh, look at him, he's doing barbecue, oh, look at her, she's doing this. And then when they've got a whole bunch of people around them, that's when they get that attention. So then they've got a whole bunch of people all at once, give them supply, and they get high, and they get really, really high off that stuff. If the narcissist picked you, it's probably for a few reasons. You know, you're probably good looking, you've got money, you've got connections, maybe you're just a very kind person. There's so many different positive qualities that you have. That's why they came for you. They're image driven. So if they're with someone who's, you know, very generous and doesn't mind doing people's dishes and cleaning up and doing this and doing that, it will make them look good. So it's like, okay, your wife or your husband, you know, has just cleaned up a whole house, you didn't have to do that. You know, they're very generous, you know, they're making sure everything's clean. Or your wife or your husband is just buying everyone's presents for Christmas, you know, and buying your kids presents, buying cousins, mum, father presents. Now they look generous because now they're using your money, your resources, your effort, your generosity in order to look good. That's why they come for you. That's why they targeted you. They'll buy big houses that they can't afford, or they will just live in areas that it's a status thing. So for example, in Chelsea, in London, a lot of football players live in Chelsea, and I've had a narcissist brag to me about how he lives in Chelsea. But you know, in Chelsea there's also council estates, there's also places that are cheaper flats, smaller flats, in poor areas, and there's rich areas in every area. But just because he lives in that area, he feels like he is on that level as a football player. Again, delusional behaviour. If it's a female narcissist, she'll make sure that her face is, you know, the makeup is on point. She makes sure she spends money on her eyebrows, on her hair, you know, making sure she spends a lot of money. Let's just be honest, she will spend a lot of money to upkeep. If not, then she knows people where she can get eyelashes for free, where she can get her hair done for free or very cheap. You know, if they don't have the money, they're gonna find people to use. You know, even a female narcissist used me, you know, as her makeup artist at one point because I was practicing. So when we are, you know, dating people or starting friendships, that's one of the main things we need to look at. You know, is it just someone who has confidence and who's enjoying life and loves luxury things, or is it somebody just using these things to drag you in, to attract you in? Because a lot of people are very shallow these days, and they will go for a guy because of his car. They will go for a guy because of how he looks. He's in the gym 5 days a week. So we really need to be careful, and we really need to look deep down in people, into people's soul, at the characteristics that they have, and actually get to know people, whether that's friendship or romantic, and take it slow. That's what I have to say about narcissists being image driven. Again, thank you for my new subscribers. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the likes. Please like this video and like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you for my next one. Bye.